Hello, hello, hello. How are we guys doing? There is this one song on YouTube by Cimeris, or Cimeris, because I have a French way of reading things. It's titled Kiss Me Like a Lie, and I'm completely obsessed by it. So, this whole read that we are about to embark upon is basically inspired by that song. And it's gonna be, so if you watch tarot reads on YouTube, there's usually called what are his feelings for you, what are his thoughts, his, hers, if you, or you versus them. If you watch Christina from Sassy Scorpio Tarot, which I adore, she's wonderful. So this is gonna be like a you versus them situation, or his thoughts, your thoughts, his feels, your feels, but centered and inspired by Kiss Me Like a Lie from Cimeris, which means that each position will have a broader theme for each position, and that broader theme will be explored a little further based off the lyrics. As per usual, I will obviously indicate what decks I'm using and show them on camera. So the clarifying deck will be the Van Gogh Tarot, which works wonderfully well. And for this spread, because it's like a love theme thingy, we are introducing Secrets of the Rose Tarot. Secrets of the Rose. I found this one on Temu, but it's a pretty good quality, cardstock quality. The oracle will be Messy Truth, as I think it fits absolutely the theme, and the central, or just like the presentation of the signs for who I'm reading, will be the Barbiery Zodiac signs. So main deck, clarifying deck, and the two oracle cards. And I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit so you can have a nice screenshot opportunity. Here we are. The Van Gogh, I found it on AliExpress, but it's also on Temu. I saw it. It potentially has two names, but you can easily find the Van Gogh Tarot. Secret of the Rose on Temu, Messy Truth on Temu, and this, any regular normal shop will have the Zodiac. Barbiery Zodiac Oracle. So let's dive into it. Hi Scorpio. We are gonna have a little bit of a digging session today with a spread I created inspired by a song that I really love by Cimeris, which is Kiss Me Like a Lie. The song itself is not as dark as the spread went. And let me explain. I copied part of the lyrics, the chorus, and a little bit after, into Gogh, asking him to help me title 9 positions, because I already had the layout. I just wanted to have like position inspired by the lyrics. And Gogh went a little darker than I expected or thought or intended or whatever. So it might get a little dark. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna be as gentle, caring, and I'm gonna hold your hand through the process. It's not gonna be as bad as we might fear, and really fear only exists in the head. So we're gonna be fine, Scorpio. We're gonna be fine. As I did with the previous signs, I'm gonna put you on the left side, aka the active side. Normally the right would be the active side, but I just started on the left, so I'm just gonna go with that. So here is gonna be your side. This is gonna be the partner's side. You saw it in the intro, but I'm gonna repeat it. The main deck will be Secrets of the Rose, and the clarifying deck, as all for the time being, will be the Van Gogh Tarot. And oh fuck no, that was a whole lot. But let's see what. So these are your off the record messages. This one popped out first. So King of Wands, definitely passionate, bold, charismatic entrepreneur person in your vicinity. But there is a sense of guarding happiness, and there is also deceit regarding this union. So this Seven of Swords could be somebody exterior to this, or the whole situation of building a steady foundation forever after happy ending could be affected by the Seven of Swords, which is lying, cheating, thieving, deceit, omissions, things not clear, things kept pulled back. Going back to that Nine of Wands, which is holding on, protecting something, but with the Seven of Swords, it feels like they are protecting a lie or a deceit, or someone in the relationship is protecting a lie and a deceit. So that will affect how the illusion of the Ten of Pentacles will come out. So for my Scorpio gang, what's the good word? Oh yeah, also, so hi, let me introduce myself. I forget, I need to start working on this. I'm Emilia. I'm the titular Emmy from Emmy's Healing Tarot, and I'm your self-appointed tarot therapist, because we are doing shadow work for the most part in my channel. Speaking of shadows, we have the Devil, toxicity, being bound, excess. What is in excess in your life? What needs to be threaded cautiously? What is the intoxication? There's something that is so appealing that you cannot walk away. Although in this card, as you have seen, the girl is walking away from the guy on the throne who was the devil. So you might have put this person on a pedestal. King of Wands again. So you're definitely walking away from the King of Wands energy, which is charismatic, bold, sets the rules, very entrepreneurial, very out there, expressive, bold, charmer, player, potentially. But with the Devil, it's to a little bit of a toxic level. So they could be controlling, could be a little bit of a narcissist, needs attention all the time, needs to be validated constantly, needs that high-ranking achievement to feel self-worth. So that's what Scorpio, nothing more. So this feels like really about this side of the story and not so much you, the Scorpio, that I'm reading for. We are not doing reversals here unless it's really popping out as a reversal. And I'm not doing reversals because the tarot community has such a wide spread that I first want to maybe have a more comfortable stance on how I feel about reversals. Pick a camp, pick a school, and roll with that depending on experience, reading, and with my own relationship. Because some people see the reversals as the opposite of upright. Some people see it as being stuck in that energy, which is also valid. So I'm gonna see eventually how I feel, how I want to proceed forward with reversals. One more time for the Scorpios. So we're starting boldly on your side, their side. and I know it's not absolutely evident, but this technically forms lip, which gives me like a lie. Oh, interesting. Wheel of Fortune, that's good. I will also eventually set up a Patreon for free and have all my spreads that I used thus far and going forward, have it there for easy access for people who want to maybe do these reads on their own if they are readers at home. So, yeah, everything's on the table, everything's clear. Cheers! And let's start this. Okie dokie Loki. The Seductive Lie, and this is on your end. So, don't shoot the messenger, don't sue me. I'm just reading the energies as they come with the confound and the meanings of the cards and the energetic field plus my intuition. So I'm not judging you, I'm just reading what is here. It's literally reading another language and translating. Kiss me like a lie, the kind that makes you stay. You offer intoxicating, beautiful deception, the kind of falsehood that feels like devotion and keeps someone emotionally hooked even if it's hollow. Although, granted, with the Hanged Man, you're not offering much. Maybe you're offering a different perspective on relationships and on promises, but it's a non-action card, so you are not actively out there offering the deception. And we have the Queen of Cups, gentle, nurturing, loving. Now we have a double sense of patience and of trying to be very diplomatic and seeing things from a different perspective, very emotionally open, warm, nurturing, compassionate. I'm looking at the water in this particular depiction of the Hanged Man with the roses. It's sweet love. It's very gentle. This river seems like, that sort of, literally like the sort of place where you go meditate and it just feels good and it's relaxing and you let your intuition take the wheel. And it's just a beautiful, serene, calm energy, which is again mirrored back here in this depiction of the Queen of Cups, which is very much gentle, loving, patient, patient, listening, being that shoulder to cry on. So what you offer, what is your intoxicating, beautiful deception, is that depending on if you acknowledge this or not, you offer tender, caring, intuitive, heartfelt, supportive companionship and love. You are there to really help them heal, help them center their emotions, help them see things differently. It's a slower cadence, a slower pace, and it's more reflective and more diving deep within the self than the action-driven, bold fun of the Queen of Wands, for instance, or the borderline overly maternal with the Queen of Pentacles. I am not citing the Queen of Swords as she is very intellectually cold and distant, so as a partner, she would be very intellectualizing everything and having her boundaries perhaps way too up to be considered a partner. So I'm sticking with the more loving queens in the deck. Let's see what the Van Gogh has for us before I go to your partner's side. And just as I look at this, look at how brightly lit that room is. She's allowing space and no distraction. So the center focus is her and her partner, or the man who is receiving her gentleness, her love, and her attention. it's brightly lit room and there is no excess fluff in it. It's just them shedding the light on what matters, on what is afflicting him, and she is there to reassure him and gently care and love and listen and give guidance to him. Because perhaps you, the queen, have been through the hanged man position where you have meditated and dove deep within yourself, within your emotionality, and so now you can extract the knowledge and the prior alchemized end result of experiences, so you can give counsel in a very flowing, intuitive way to said partner. And we have here the Five of Pentacles, which means this hasn't worked out. Someone has left the other one out in the cold. It's abandonment, it's lack, it's something was there, but something happened and something is no more. So even though the intention was pure, because the Queen of Cups is very pure, gentle thing out there with the fairies. You need to be a certain Disney princess type of woman or man or person to be a Queen of Cups. It has to be honest, genuine from the heart. No ill intent whatsoever to embody this queen. She is the sweetheart for a reason. And with the Five of Pentacles, I will take a wild guess and say you were rejected and shoved or tossed to the side. So I'm sorry if such is the situation. On the partner's side, mercy denied. I was never meant for mercy. Deep internal belief that he or she or they, your partner, is unworthy of gentleness, accepts punishment as their natural state, and we have the Wheel of Fortune, which in this case I will read as karmic retribution. So it's like fuck around and find out, play stupid game, win stupid prizes. Normally this should be a very lucky card, but in the position of mercy denied and accepting punishment for as the natural state, it means they are accepting the consequences and the brunt of the consequences of having fucked up and put you out in the cold in the previous position, having chosen something else. Which with this particular depiction of the Seven of Cups, as you can see, it's pretty much the party girl, the loose girl, the OnlyFans girl, cheap, quick thrill, bodily sensual pleasures because it feels good, but it's not as deeply rich, grounded, emotionally honest and genuine as the Queen of Cups is. So they literally, okay, I'm gonna, sorry, this will come out as harsh, so I apologize in advance, but they literally chose the whore over the wife. Which, ouch. Which no freaking wonder they karmic justice is now, or their karma is in the dark, in a shadowy place, in a less stellar place than what it should be. I'm gonna take this out just a moment. Look at how you are in the broad daylight, in the clear, being honest, genuine, sincere. Even here it's natural light, it's authentic. Whereas the light here is only coming from the karma, the wheel itself, but it's at night. Total contrast opposite to your card framing this line. Here it also seems a little bit, well, it looks natural, but the light is unseen. So it's another sense of false light or diminished light, not as broad. And even if in the Hanged Man we are in a forest setting by a clearing or a river with heavy foliage and trees and everything, even in that context, surrounded by nature, light has a very strong predominance here too, but it seems a little faded in comparison to here. Whereas your framing cards, you are blinded by genuine, honest, clear intention, clear emotion, clarity and light, whereas they are looking at it almost like yearning for it, wanting it, but there's also that separation now between you two, because the karmic wheel is turning. They have made a choice. They made potentially the wrong choice with the harlot energy. I don't like the word Jezebel, so let's say harlot, which is older, fancier word for what I just said earlier. I'm not gonna repeat that in case YouTube doesn't like my verbiage. But yeah, they took the fool's gold literally, and now they are stuck in potentially bad karma, or at least not as stellar as what you could have given them. Something for the Queen of Cups, for King of Wands, Three of Wands, and we have the good old Master Player back in action. Definitely need that validation. Thrives off, if I go back to the Seven of Cups, the Fool's Gold, the choice that he made was based off a wrong appeal of the shiny, which wasn't real gold. And now it's a game of patience and of expectation with that Three of Wands, wanting something, wanting karma perhaps to swing or turn around, or change in some capacity. But my question here is, are they taking action, or are they just sitting there waiting for things to happen without actual movement? Because normally the King of Wands is very active. He's from dawn to dusk or night, he's always somewhere making plans, plotting, being assertive, setting the rules, opening businesses, trying stuff. He's very always ready for action. But here he seems very, having those legs crossed one onto the other. He's very comfortable sitting and observing the landscape or whatever is at his foot. It's like he is claiming his throne, but he's also claiming a certain status of being very comfortable where he is, a certain sense of not needing to move. And yes, he has expectations and are waiting something to come back, but he's not necessarily taking action to go grab it or to facilitate a faster arrival back at him. Back on your side, false depth, crocodile tears. Hold me like you mean it, then turn and run away. Master of intense momentary intimacy, followed by sudden abandonment. Performative passion without follow-up. But in your case, we have the star, so it's healing, it's wish fulfillment. And Scorpio, congrats. Thus far, you are my second mostly positive read, along with Cancer. The other ones were really, I'm not saying nasty, but the nail was hit hard. And we have the Ace of Cups. So this is definitely not crocodile tears and master of intense momentary intimacy. Other signs had the Knight of Wands, King of Wands, those passion-driven cards. Very fire, very passionate. You have very serene, calm, beautiful, shared wish fulfillment, shared emotionality. You are not here for a quick thrill, a cheap thing like Seven of Cups here. You are here for soulmate energy, for something that is coming from the heart. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, it's very hard, it's sincere, it's honest. The universe is literally overseeing this whole thing. And for you, it would have been a wish fulfillment. It would have been also something to potentially heap. What is heap? Outside of Imogen Heap, the singer. Anyway, something to heal potentially past wounding and trauma. The star in following closely the Tower is a time of rebuilding. So this could have been an opportunity to rebuild a past, either past life or in this current life, past situation, relationship that didn't turn out good, that left you wounded. But because this partner has chosen the harlot and is now paying the consequences for it and has left you in the cold, you are still holding on to that wish fulfillment in some capacity to heal that initial love offer that should have been yours and not tossed aside and taken, not for granted, but literally taken away from you, like stolen in some capacity. So let me see what we, whoa, that was, that was fast. 8 of Wands, communication, but also very fiery, fast-paced energy. And so this card would be the only thing that is master of intense momentary intimacy, as when you throw the 8 wands, you think of the physics and the velocity of those wands flying in the air. That is the only intense momentary aspect of this whole read. On the other hand, you might be communicating with this partner in the 5D, aka your higher self, like the part of your soul that is not here in your flesh and in your body. That aspect could be talking with them. So the way I like to explain this is, you know the game The Sims? Your 3D right here, right now, listening to me, is the Sims avatar inside the Sims game. Your higher self is the person playing the game at a cyber cafe. That person is talking with the other player sitting next to you or across the room, whatever they are, and you are chatting and banter back and forth. Oh shit, my sim chose another bitch. And you're like, yeah, well, what do I do now? And so the higher self people or higher self entities, parts of your soul, are communicating back and forth, but at the 3D incarnation level, the Sims avatars inside the game, not so much. Or at least it's very disrupted, it's very chaotic, and maybe one is communicating, but is the other one receiving the communication? That's also a potential here. Okay, so back to the partner. Also, I'm sorry if you hear my dogs barking. That's the whole situation here. I'm guessing the neighbor dogs are down in the orchard, and my dogs are not liking it because obviously it's a threat. So, and actually, before I even start, I like this. You have healing with the stars. They have moderation with temperance. So at least there is a semblance and an openness to address the situation and perhaps reflect on it and try to be on the path of healing. But your partner's position here, carrying your scars, and still left me all your scars. He, she, they, them. Your partner becomes the container vessel for your emotional damage. Emotional damage! You mark them permanently and walk away clean. And if I stutter with my words, it's because I'm literally reading what Gogh said, and Gogh assigned this as the female character and this as the male character, and I'm trying to update as I was doing the reads. I'm trying to update as a second person, you versus them, in a more open and inclusive language too. So you left them all your scars. They become the container for your emotional damage. So maybe this person was meant to heal you, like I was saying, without in the star card, without having even really paid attention to what card was following next. Because that's what we do when we are channeling stuff. We are in the zone and we are just... I am literally a transmitter between up there and down here. And holy crikey hell, Scorpio, you're gonna hate me. Lovers. This was definitely a... if not a karmic soul tie, definitely a higher level soulmate situation that should have stepped into your life to help you heal, to be a wish fulfillment, to prove that the Ace of Cups is a divine gift for you for whatever past trauma that you have endured, but now they have chosen a certain path and everything is in shambles. So the scars that you inflict onto them is literally just the consequences of their own choice and decisions and actions. So they are now paying with the Wheel of Fortune the karmic retribution of their own choices of having chosen the Harlot instead of the Queen of Cups there. Which is very freaking sad, if I am to be honest, because with the Lovers it should have been a beautiful fairy tale, a beautiful lifelong partnership until you both, kick the bucket and pass away. But, long-term grandpa, grandma sort of situation. And so now they have to heal the consequences of their own actions. So literally the reflection of their own reflection, because by their choice they have inflicted wounds, which this position basically is they become the container and vessel for your emotional damage, but that emotional damage was inflicted by them. So it's literally just a mirror reflecting back at them the consequences of their own actions and choices. Hopefully they will find something somewhere somehow to balance things out, to be in tune with their soul center and find harmony and balance and moderation, maybe heal themselves, and with the recognition of the consequences of their choices be able to heal you by proxy, going back to the star. And also interesting, I'm gonna take this away just a little second. The first card to the left, Ace of Cups for you, Lovers for them. It's beautiful, it's honest, it's genuine, it's meant to be, it's given by the universe. The card exiting or to the right, the action card, let's say, because left hand receiving, right hand doing. Receiving, or yes, the Lovers can be a sign of receiving, but it's like accepting the higher level soulmate bond connection and living it. On the right hand or the right side, you healing wish fulfillment and them healing through patience and moderation, and finally maybe seeing things for what they are, acknowledging the choices, the false illusion, the thing that was so tempting, and the cheap and quick pleasure. Maybe they finally see it for what it was, but now they really would need to take action to haste the pace a little bit. It's good to have done part of the work and expecting results with that real ones, going back to that, but it's not Uber Eats delivery. It's not gonna be there in 30 minutes or less. So they need to do something concrete with that temperance to heal themselves and heal the connection with you, if not in the 3D, at least in the 5D up there. Apologize, make amends, all that good stuff. Before I flip it over, I think I saw something flip, so I'm just gonna... no, okay, so that was it. And we have the Chariot. Good, that is what they need. They need to put the pedal to the metal, take action, rush to that victory line in some capacity, and in moderation still, but at least have a clear goal, a clear finish line in sight, so that the road is clear. With the Chariot, the road is literally just the intention and the way we focus on reaching the goal. Normally the the two sphinxes which are in front of the chariot are laying down and still, because it's not as cheaply physical as some modern people interpret it, and the road is not a concrete road. It's all about the will drive, the clarity of the mind, of the intent, to literally, if you know Dune, the chariot is literally the space navigators. They are folding space, and 1 minute they are here, the next they are here. That's the chariot. It's reaching that destination solely with the power of the mind, the clarity of the heart, the genuineness of the intent of reaching that victory, of that clear, decisive, this is what I want and I'm gonna get it. But they need to accept healing and moderation and get back to homeostasis, whatever that means for this side of the story. Back at you, Page of Wands. Danger as philosophy. I mean, if you want real danger, listen to Schopenhauer. That guy's dangerous, and I love him. So, you told me love was danger. You intellectually, spiritually justify toxicity, view love as inherently destructive, and use that belief to excuse your behavior. Which, with certain caveats and context and shit, if you were burned in the past, of course you're gonna see love as destructive. With the Page of Wands, you are still very open and curious and enthusiastic and willing to give this a shot and explore and just go have fun. But it is a little bit tempered down with the Five of Cups. And here I'm gonna let you, the viewer, decide which energy is over-trumping the other one. Here, both being major arcana, they can have a 50-50 weight in the balance, or you can decide that having been burned so hard and hurt so badly, the Five of Cups takes precedence over the Page of Wands, and you are still sulking in the loss of this soulmate love situation that should have been your forever after happy ending storyline. Or you can decide that no, okay, although this was lost to me, I am deciding to be carefree, to be playful, to be flirty, to accept love as an opportunity into my life, and I will still play with the fire and be out there, be open to receive a new Ace of Cups potentially down the line in my future, whenever that will happen, because I am not the victim of this. I am not the victim of the consequences of this person's bad choices, bad decision making. I am my own person. I am making my own decisions. This has been taken away from me. This door has been closed, but I trust that the universe has my back. I will have my wish fulfillment in another capacity. I will have my Ace of Cups. I will be loved. I will love. And ergo, you're out there, playful, curious, ready to receive and explore love. That is obviously if you decide that the Page of Cups side of the scale has more weight to it, or less weight, versus the Five of Cups, which is heavier, or, I don't know which. Is it better to be heavier or better to be lighter when you're scaling something, when those the scales? Because 50-50 is they are equal value, but which is better, like lighter or heavier? You decide. I'm only reading and I'm only translating. So yeah, again, you are like Cancer. You don't come across as shallow and toxic as the other signs that I have read with this same spread. There's no lie, no falsehood, no cheating, no Seven of Swords thus far. That might change, but so far there is no inherent mischief for the sake of being a selfish asshat. So what is Eight of Cups? Yeah, you're walking away. And since we have 8 cups, I'm gonna read the other cup. You have decided to walk away from the 5 of Cups. The 8 being numerologically stronger. You decided it's not worth the pain that you have already lived through, suffered, and invested into this. You have mourned and grieved the loss. You are at peace with this, and now you can walk away into a new direction. And so normally on the 8 of Cups, we see the character from the back walking on a little trail, and the 8 of Cups are facing the front of the card. So you have stacked up all that emotion. You have learned your lesson. You have healed. It's okay. I'm gonna leave it here, whatever. And just outside the card, on that little path, maybe you will find the Page of Wands waving at you. Hey, come here, let's play, it's gonna be fun. Because that's the Page of the Wands. It's literally the minor arcana equivalent of the Fool. It's curious, it's playful, it's enthusiastic. Think of a child at summer camp. They will be up before the crack of dawn and barely exhausted at 10 p.m. It's unbridled fire, but also there's a bit of immaturity, but it's a good immaturity in this sense. It's just like being willing to explore new horizons and being not weighted down by the previous trauma, the previous grief and loss of something that was so impactful, meaningful, and definitely meaningful and deep for you. Deeply anchored in your heart space and in your soul space. Back at the partner side, addicted to the divine spark. We never had a future, just a spark we called divine. They cling to the brief transcendent moments, romanticizing the intensity, even though they intellectually know it was doomed. Well, yeah, no, but they're still heartbroken. They are still very, at the least, disappointed, at the worst, very freaking heartbroken with that Real Swords. And now it's coming back at them. I'm going back to that Wheel of Fortune, as I said, karmic cycle. Look at that. 5 of Pentacles. They gave you the 5 of Pentacles in the beginning, and now it's coming biting them back. Or biting them in the ass. And honestly, when you have the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords, it's like, holy fucking hell. Ouch, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, whoever is this person is here, they're feeling it. They are really hardcore feeling it. Which I'm sorry for them as a reader, but these are the consequences of your own actions and choices. So, oof. Buckle up, buttercup. I like that expression, but I don't know if that's the one fitting the situation here, or maybe yeah, because like, yeah. Buckle up, buttercup. They had something absolutely beautiful, transcending, otherworldly. So lovers is soulmate, it's higher level. You feel, even if you're not in the woo-woo landscape like you and me we are, as a reader and as a watcher, even if they are outside of this realm where we tap into energetic fields and not science-based or science-studied aspects of human life, they have felt it. Maybe they don't know how to express in clear words what they have felt it or why they have felt it, but they are hardcore feeling it. And there's almost a sense of discord in here. Like the lady is hurt and the guy in the back is almost like pissed off. Like you can't really see his face, but the body language is very much scoffing, being pissed off, rebelling against the hurt of the character in the front, but she is exiting the situation because she was hurt. But in this case can be a he, she, they, them, whatever. Apply it as it fits your scenario. I'm only reading literally the figures on the card. And although this is a different set of characters, here she's catching two people literally having an affair. So although it's different depictions, it's the fact that this character has betrayed this character and now she's exiting, and he's pissed off and furious at the fact that she dares walk away, but it's the consequences of his own actions. So the divine spark here has been literally shattered like a crystal. He has felt the pain, he still endures the pain, and the question here is, does he understand, does he acknowledge what is happening, why it's happening? Is there a desire, an interest to repair this, to acknowledge fault? Give me something for Three of Swords. Yeesh! I said we didn't have the Seven of Swords thus far. Look who is poking its ugly head at us. Seven of Swords. Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, the deceit, the lie, the cheating, the whatever this Seven of Swords is in this scenario for whoever is watching me is the direct end result, or is the direct cause of the Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles. There was lying, there was cheating, there was deceit, and now they are simmering in the consequences of those actions. So, ouch, like I said, but hey, it's on them. They need to learn, they need to grow, they need to heal. They need to move they need to move out of this harlot energy and into something serene, stable, healing, moderated, and not expecting the universe to hand them everything on a silver platter or golden platter, as the King of Wands here is expecting everything to be laid at his foot and be worshipped like a god. Back on your side, creator of the villain. If I was the villain, you made me that way. You dressed me in chaos. You project, provoke, and literally shape them into their chaotic dark version of themselves, then step back and let them carry the blame, which honestly I wouldn't hold it against you. They fucked up, they need to acknowledge and look at themselves in the mirror. But you have the Magician manifesting, and here it's offering a rose, offering truth, peace, and walking into safety with the Six of Swords. So you are literally manifesting, walking away from the situation, being set free, but on your own terms, not on theirs, not being kicked out, abandoned, hurt. You are by your own means, decision, heart, soul, body, intellectual, on all levels, walking away from the consequences of their poor judgment into safe, stable, grounded shores. I've been implementing this recently. We always say the Six of Swords is moving into a safe shore, but we never elaborate on that, and I will elaborate. The Six of Swords literally finds the people in a boat in choppy waters, or leaving choppy waters into soft, calm, serene waters, which is what you have on your side, both in the Hanged Man and in the Ace of Cups. Very soft, quiet, refreshing, nurturing streams of water. But with the Six of Swords, it's also reaching the proverbial shore that is at the other side, somewhere eventually on the horizon. And with that shore, you can build a house, have a garden, have something stable, nourishing, and that you can depend upon after the very toxic, heartbreaking, wounded, dangerous, scary, unhealthy, stressful situation where you have been before, entering the Six of Swords energy. So you need to think of the destination, the shore, the rock solid concrete piece of land, island, continent, whatever it is, where you can have and build stability, dependability, reliability that you can help you grow and heal yourself in a more practical, grounded way. So let's see if we have anything here for the Six of Swords and the Magician. What are you manifesting? Ooh, you are manifesting truth, honesty, communication. You are manifesting truth, honesty, communication, clarity, insight. You have seen things for what they are, you accept things for what they are, and you are ready to maybe put the motor on the boat, reaching the safety of that proverbial shore. So that's a good stuff. With having clarity inside, the Magician can even more proactively, more efficiently manifest the path to that safe shore. So that's a beautiful message for you guys. On their side, chaotic baptism. You dressed me in chaos and kissed it away. They were both consumed in destruction by you and momentarily absolved, forgiven through your kisses. A cycle of degradation and fleeting redemption. With the Ace of Swords, there's a sense of delays. And with the Knight of Wands is again just there for the fun times and not for the long times. So they might delay progress and healing and addressing, confronting the truth for what it is, because it's more fun to be driven by passion and have fun and indulge in what feels good versus addressing the painful consequences of actions and decision. And the more they are not looking at things in front of them for what they are, the more they are delaying and spying and just wanting to gather all the information. It's just a pretext and an excuse to validate the cheap, the fun, the feel-good right now. Maybe you could have solidified and grounded them to help them mature up and see, appreciate the deeper value of things rooted deeper than shallow fun. And look at here, Seven of Wands, very Harlot, shallow fun. Right underneath Knight of Wands, again very just quick, passionate, fiery, feel good in the moment, but not thinking long term. And even if we have the King of Wands on their side, this King of Wands seems very much just expecting things to be delivered on a platter at his feet and not ready for action, for movement, to conquer and to set things straight, as normally the King of Wands is depicted ready, like yes, he's sitting, but there's a sense of readiness for action. Here he's very comfortable in his position and not so much ready to go into action, to jump into action, to rectify and correct the situation after the consequences of the degradation as the consequences of his prior actions. Let's see, what do we have? Four of Swords. So then, Four of Swords, resting, contemplating, but it's intentful, purposeful resting and thinking. So they really need to sit down, meditate, think things through. What has happened? Why are they confronted with the consequences of their actions? Why are things making them feel the way they are feeling? All that good stuff, all that inner temperance work of bringing back homeostasis, bringing back balance to the whole messy situation. But first and foremost, confronting themselves, their actions, the deceit, the lie, and why they are suffering the consequences of being charmed by false illusions and prioritizing cheap fun over substantial, grounded, rooted meaning. Because like literally they had the potential of a soulmate situation that, because it's given by the universe, it favors everything surrounding it. But no, they chose this, which honestly, like if we put this in a scale, this is cheap and this is obviously higher up. But I guess this person is just this type of person that is easily distracted by the quick, the cheap, the fun, without thinking or without being aware that higher, deeper level connections are more impactful, fruitful, and beneficial to other aspects of their lives, and not just the quick dashing into passion because it feels good right now. So, last bit, the centerpiece, the beautiful vintage lie. But you knew how to lie like wine. Forget all the endings, let the fire misbehave. The intoxicating, aged, almost exquisite quality of the deception itself. Both drink from it, both let the destructive fire rage. Knight of Wands, Seven of Cups. Because the lie is too delicious to end. This is the magnetic center of shared mutual complicity in beautiful ruin. Except it's not exactly mutually shared, because the Nine of Wands is being defensive, being guarded, and here being shushed by the character. It's almost like, okay, so see, if I go back to the technicality of the lady being on your side, on the Scorpio side, and the gentleman being on the partner side, it's almost like your partner is literally shushing you in not wanting to investigate deeper into the whole messy situation that is unfolding through this read. And we have the Ten of Cups. So someone is guarding that beautiful, emotional, fulfilling happiness. And I will divide. You are happy because it's on this side, and they are guarded and defensive. What they are guarding, and is it worth it, that's up to you, the reader, to attribute meaning and depth or value or whatever. And again, if you feel like I'm reading your side here and their side there, feel free to switch as needed be. Give me something for the Ten of Cups. Is this Scorpio? Dum 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 dum. What is it? Ace of... Oh yeah, it's Scorpio as fuck. If you have been watching my channel for a bit, Scorpio was expecting a new financial offer, so this is definitely you. You are emotionally fulfilled, happy, which is beautiful. We have Ace, 10, Queen of Cups, which is beautiful, grounded, nurturing, chef's kiss energy. On their side, we have the Nine of Wands, which again, here, this could also almost be like him shushing his current bad choice partner in not wanting to raise questions or conflict or something. It's almost like subduing her. It's like he knows he or she chose the wrong thing, and now they are like, no, don't confront me, or don't ask, or don't instigate. It's a sense of just stopping or shushing, or like literally like the card. It's like not wanting to address or be questioned or doubted. It can be playful, but considering the energetic field on this side and how things have been waged thus far, I'm gonna take the more or the less positive vibe that I'm getting from this card. So even if their current partner is trying to question things and maybe address things, or just, like instigate something, they are like, no, 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 we don't go there. We don't talk about it. Shush. Which means they are not ready to confront the truth for what it is, the consequences of their actions. They are still not ready to heal, which, God freaking damn it. Oh, and the card is King of Swords, communication, clarity, but coming from this whole situation, this could be a stingy King of Swords, very stern, very, well, ruthless comes to mind, but in the sense of their authority over trumps everything else. And now we have two kings on the table, King of Wands, King of Swords, so it's literally them asserting their power and their dominance over a situation and over people involved in the situation. So yeah, this is definitely more like not allowing confrontation or being questioned or doubted or anything. Their authority is near sacrosanct or very high up, and they will not tolerate being confronted about the consequences of the choices and of actions that they have committed in the past, even if it hurts, even if it leaves them in a sense of lacking and being destitute and poor. They will not address it, and they will nip it in the bud if their current partner is trying to raise questions or try to investigate or just nudge them, poke them, anything. It's like, nope, not going there. The King of Wands here is a little more pulled back, almost demure, calm, but the King of Swords is really cold, stern, and it's not even stoic, it's just like cold for the sake of being stubborn and obtuse and refusing to accept and validate, again, the consequences of actions and past decisions. Yeesh. So let's shuffle the Messy Truth Oracle cards and pull you guys a final message, which, okay, you have two. I'm gonna take it because, why not? And I know this has been a long read, I'm sorry. Hey, but I think it's good. It's a good progression. Block and bless. Boundary, no contact, closure. Healed, not hooked. Freedom, detachment, clarity. Oh, detachment, clarity. Didn't we have? Yeah, Six of Swords, Ace of Swords. Bing, bada boom, baby. That came out funny. I'm sorry. So this combination, second card here. Okay, so wait, let me show you the cards without the lens flare. Here we go. So blocked, which could be like on their end, the Nine of Wands. You don't have much block energy except just walking away from the whole bullshit. And healed, not hooked, freedom, detachment, clarity. And look at how peaceful and serene she looks. This is literally you having accepted the fate of the connection for what it was, what it is, what it should have been. But again, free will is a thing here down on earth, so people make messy, regretful decisions. Scorpio, I hope this was insightful, interesting, entertaining. If it resonated, leave a comment, comment, share, whatever. Like, I'm trying to grow my channel, so all that good stuff. But first and foremost, thank you for allowing me, my humble little self, to read for you. And I hope this was insightful. I am here to address difficult, heavy topics in order for you to reach this beautiful state of serenity, of healed, of being in the clear. Clarity is a very much appreciated token here on this channel. So thank you so much for having been here with me. I'm not gonna steal more of your precious time. Love you. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.